Hello, Miss Micah. How are you?
Hello, Miss Shaisa. How are you? I'm great.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining another episode of Creative Combos with Sarah Cuts and Micah Harden.
Hey, guys.
So I hope everyone's week is off to a great start. I forget what day it is these days. It's Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, every Tuesday.
Yes, you're right.
That's how I keep track of what day it is.
Everything is just all over sometimes. But for those of you that are just joining and this is your first time watching Creative Combos with Sharon Micah, my name is Sharon Cuts, owner and lead filmmaker for Spliced Ego Films.
And my name is Micah Harden, owner and lead brand content strategist with Clout Society.
Mm-hmm. And together we help busy CEOs become efficient, streamlined content producers.
Excellent. And we have fun with it.
Exactly. So with that said, today we are going to be jumping right into how to tell a prospective client or a current client no, because as an entrepreneur, you don't work for anybody. You make your own rules. And just because someone comes to you, you don't have to tell them yes. Or you don't have to do what your current clients ask you to do. You know, it's your discretion. So I think on that note, we can jump right in. So, Micah.
Girl.
I need my...
No, for real. Let's take a sip before we begin.
A good sip, you know.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hi, Parker. So, you know what's so funny? When you just said what basically entrepreneurship is, it reminds me of what my dad told me, which is like in entrepreneurship, you eat what you kill. And so it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like hunting. Like you only really bring in what you go out and get, you know? So being able to say no to certain things and yes to certain things is actually more important than I feel like people really think, you know?
I agree.
It's just,
you eat what you kill.
No, for real, you do. You don't want to be killing no crazy animal that got rabies or something and you eat.
I like that. I love it. So early on in my business, when I first started out, I felt like I had to say yes to everybody. Like even now, it's really hard for me to say no. But I think the farther along you get in your business, if you're not comfortable with something, it's okay. Like you just have to hold your breath and hope that they don't retaliate. But yeah, just go ahead and no.
But it's hard for people to say no. Imagine how hard it is to say no just in life, you know, sometimes. So for a client, I feel like it's also hard when you want to be able to please people, like make them happy with your services or happy with your brand or whatever. So you're just like, okay, but there are so many other factors with like, if you take on that project, is it going to deplete you and just have you stretched so thin that you can't deliver to other clients and you can't focus on other things? Like you have to weigh those in the beginning and you have to kind of really be a good, and I hate to say judge, but judge of clients. Like you have to gauge whether you can work with them or not.
Right. And one of the ways to do that is through like a pre-screen. You know, now we have our business set up where we have a consultation with people so we get to know them, you know, whether we're working in person. But, you know, it's always good to just, for me, to take a step back. And anytime I get an inquiry from anybody, I go research them. Like, I will. Yeah, like, who are you? And so it's so true when people say, so true when people are like, your employers go and look you up on Facebook. You know, that's very true. They'll look you up on Facebook. Her dad. So they go look you up on Facebook and, you know, it gives people a really good idea of who is this person. I think now, you know, as we are aging gracefully, a lot of us have caught on to the social media, you know, not just posting crazy, but especially with working with business clients, you want to know that before you say yes to this person or even meet with them,
absolutely,
you have to go look at their profile and just see what they're about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They do it to you.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at what their,
Mm-hmm.
your potential partner or client relationship, whatever it could be. So,
yeah.
Whew, goodness.
So what do you think? I want to talk about red flags. What do you see as some red flags for those who are new to entrepreneurship and just, starting out and are still on the fence, having a hard time telling people no? What are some of the red flags to look out for?
I think some red flags probably, and it takes a while to even like figure out what they are because they can be so different. But I feel like one red flag could be the ease or actually the difficulty of basically onboarding that client, like figuring out what they need, getting them to be able to communicate to you their true like end game or end goal. You know what I mean? Like being able to kind of get on the same page before you start to work together.
Right.
And then also too, making sure, seeing how they are to changes and criticism, because that can kind of come with the type of work that we do. Mm-hmm. And if they're not open to change or good with criticism, then, you might want to, take a step back and just reevaluate.
Right. And one red flag for me I see is when someone tries to change your process. Because when you get to a certain point in your business, like the smarter you are in your operations, the better. So if that's streamlining your processes or creating a framework for what you do, if someone challenges that, to me, that's an automatic red flag.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
go ahead. I feel like it was
go ahead.
No, I was going to say just because those strategies and those like systems that we create for whatever we're doing are put in place for a reason. So I feel like if you try and come in and just change everything around, you could be throwing off the whole project. It could take way longer than before because you want to come and change the game. And it's like, you might need an employee that you can mold and that you can build how you see fit. But over here, we're built. So you have to buy what you get.
Exactly. Anytime, it never fails. When someone challenges me on my process, it ends up being more work.
Absolutely. Well, because you have to adapt to their process and you didn't know their process before. So it's like, now you got to learn something new and deliver your product. Sometimes. So it's like, I feel like it can be a lot, but I know for sure early on when I first started, I was saying yes to everything. And I was saying yes for, not knowing my value and my worth, I should say. So definitely figuring that out and then adding a little ticks.
Exactly. Because all money ain't good money. You could have an offer that's just fall in your lap. Is too good to be true. The moment someone starts nitpicking me about a process, it's okay. Let me just.
And one or two things are like, one or two, because not everybody wants the same exact thing. Everybody is different. Everybody's goals are different. Everybody's business is different. But if you come and try and overturn the whole thing, that's where it becomes like, what does that say? Oh, videographer. I love.
But yes, I'm listening.
No, I mean, yeah, but that was really cute though. But yeah, so when they're trying to overturn the whole thing, it's just kind of like, it makes it more work for you. But if you just want to kind of get something custom or make something fit, then that's fine. It's case by case for sure.
It is case by case. And there is a certain way to say no.
Yes, absolutely.
Put everything in writing, And I think for us, when we have to turn people down, like we kind of just have to let them down as gently as possible, And then if we see the potential of maybe something else working out for them, we offer them something else. But you have to really be careful, especially when you put stuff in writing, because people's tone, they might perceive it a different way than
Absolutely. But overall, just maintaining professionalism when doing something like that, or having to go through that exchange. It could be awkward initially, I feel, but it's a bigger end game. So just bite the bullet and doing it professionally. I feel good when I have to do it professionally because like I did my part, like, and I feel good about that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, how do you feel now that you're at a point in your business to be able to tell people no?
I feel great because I'm doing it for the betterment of myself and knowing my boundaries and like what all that I can handle at the time. So until I leverage and have a company that has 20 employees or something, and I got space for everybody and everything that I want to do. I mean, even still, then I'm going to be picky. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just don't want to overdo it. But I feel good that I'm in that place. And I also feel good that I learned how to bless and release properly. Because before it would just, you know, I don't know, just not as good as now. Now it's like, okay, here's some other references if ever you need something else. I actually saw this really funny meme yesterday, and it said, please hesitate to call. Because, you know, when people say, please don't hesitate to call, I was just like, ooh, I feel attacked because I didn't want to say that.
Exactly.
But yeah. How do you feel? Have you always been in that position?
I used to be scared. Like even now when I have to tell people no, like it takes me forever to figure out what I'm gonna say.
You're so nice. You just sweet as a little cup of sugar, just a little cup of brown sugar.
And that's my downfall. And I think that's why people try me so often. But, you know, now I'm learning. So I'm learning to just hit that send button, even if I'm sweating and my heart is because just this year, you know, during the pandemic and everything, like since June, I think my business has completely changed and it's ramped up. And I can't say yes to everybody, you know, sometimes I'm just busy. And then if I just feel like it's going to be a hot mess, then I have to say no. Like there are some other people that you can work with. Let me know if you have any questions, you know. Yeah. I'm getting better. It's easier for me to say no via email.
Yeah, for sure. And now everything's virtual, so it's even easier now.
Yeah, so I'm still working on in-person no's, but you know, as entrepreneurs, we have to care about our mental health.
Absolutely.
Because we already work more than the average person, you know, working 7 days a week. Most times it is 7 days a week.
It really is. You can photo shoots and extra days, drone footage, going to grab that on the weekends. Like,
yeah,
it's working 7, maybe 8 days a week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 8 days a week. You're exactly right because you don't sleep. So
those extra days, squoze in there somewhere.
Yes. Okay, so what advice do you have for anyone who's just starting out and who is struggling to say no? Like, how do you ease into that?
Advice for how to say no. Well, you got to get practice doing it. Like it's if it doesn't come naturally. Okay, see. No, if it doesn't come naturally, like you have to like practice and like just believe that it's also just it's business. It's not personal. I think separating that is super important because you can easily get tied in with emotions and oh, well, that's my so-and-so friend and that's family. So I can't know. Business and personal are two totally different things. If I say no to you in business and you carry that over to personal, well, that's on you. But business is business. So if it doesn't work and make sense on both ends, save yourself. Say no.
Right. And you don't have to say no and literally say the word no.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. There's a nice, polite way to say thanks, but no thanks.
Sorry, but not sorry. No, for real. What would be your advice for someone trying to learn how to say no?
I would say write it out. talk to your accountability partner. See what it looks like. Have somebody look it over, make sure it doesn't sound too harsh unless that's how you want to come out.
Right, right.
And then, send it off. Or if it's over the phone, just, let them down softly. Tell them the pros, what you like about it. And then, just lead into, well, I like this. However, I feel like at this time, it's not a good fit for me. And, they don't have to know the exact reason why you don't want to do it.
Right.
So, yeah, that would be my advice.
Good advice. So we've pretty much talked a lot about us saying no and standing up for yourself. What about when someone says no to you? How has that been? And, tell me about that.
People don't tell me no.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes I'm in my feelings.
Mm-hmm. You can't help it in the beginning. It's just like.
Yeah, I get in my feelings about it when people tell me no, because it's like, why? But then, because I've had a couple of clients, big clients that I've worked with in the past, and they don't come back. And I'm like, why? But I see them, with a counterpart, and I'm just thinking like, well, why didn't they come to me? It could have been my pricing, or they didn't like something I said. And I've just been told, you can't take it personal because, again, it is business and they might come back. Like, I always tell my husband to never burn bridges, because you never know when you're going to have to cross it again.
Absolutely.
So you kind of just have to take it. And like you said, it's business. Just try not to take it too personal. If you're to have that type of relationship with that person, maybe ask them, oh, well, why did you go over here instead of coming back here? And most of the time people will tell you, or sometimes, it's just no hard feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So what about you?
No's used to be hard for me. I kind of don't like that word. I don't like anybody tell me no. I just want to hear yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I should. And yes, I will. Yes. So I don't necessarily like the word, but in business, you do have to get familiar with it and learn how to process it. So I feel like I'm much better at that. I will say, when I was younger, actually my first business I ever had was called Micah's Mailboxes. And yes, I've been wanting to be an entrepreneur for a minute. So I was probably like 10 or 11 or something like that. So it's called Micah's Mailboxes. And I went around the neighborhood and all the mailboxes were a wreck. So I just made this little flyer and I was like, I'll replace your mailbox with this super nice titanium chic, like super cute, classy one. And for this price or whatever. And my dad would go around and help me replace them. And pretty much a lot of people bought them, but some people said no. And I was just like, why would you not want a mailbox? And for me, like, why would you not want one? I told you all the cool things about it. And so that was when I was told that no could also mean a new opportunity. So all the houses that said no, what if they said yes and I stopped and then I didn't go to the other ones, but because they said no, I kept going and I got new opportunities and stuff. And so now every time, or not every time, because now it happens like super often. But if somebody does not want to work with me for one reason or another, it's just kind of a new opportunity on the horizon. And that may not have just been what was for me at the time. So
yes. And new opportunity. See, this is why you are the brand content strategist. Okay.
Oh, with it, yes.
This mailboxes sound so cute.
Oh, thank you. It was really fun. I wish I could find. I don't have the computer anymore, but I wish I could find like because I was already branding it out. Like I had a little logo, and it was an M off the little arm of the mailbox. Like, yes. So.
Okay. I love that. Well, if you can ever dig something up, we would love to see. That's a great idea. Some of these mailboxes even now be looking tore up.
Right. No, it was fun. It was definitely a cool way to intro into owning my own business.
Mm-hmm. An entrepreneur.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are going to open up the floor. If you guys have any questions for us or just anything you guys might be struggling with through your own entrepreneurship journey and saying no to people, just let us know. But in the meantime, you guys might be seeing our 6 months in a day intensive. So we still welcome you all to ask us any questions about that. And for those of you that don't know what our 6 months intensive is, it is a VIP program that Micah and I have for busy entrepreneurs and CEOs who are looking to streamline their content and go from DIY filming to working with us only twice a year. In those 2 times a year, you do get per session, okay, you get 6 months of content for each session. So it just helps you to be consistent 365 days of the year, because I'm telling you guys, the more consistent you are, whether it's through your email marketing or just showing up every day on Facebook or whatever your platform is, sometimes you don't even need a huge ad spend. It's all about your consistency, because the more people that see you, even if they're not commenting, people are always watching. So it's important to just stay in front of your audience. And so, Micah, what do you think from a brand content strategist standpoint? What do you think about consistent content for 365 days of the year?
I think it's phenomenal, and I think it's the best way to work smarter and not harder when you are trying to develop that consistent conversation with your audience. Because let's like be honest, trying to come up with content on the day of, even just for the day, like coming up with 3 posts, like right in the minute, in the thick of it all, like it could get stressful, and it will cause people, you know, to not reach their potential when it comes to social media. So this program, I feel like, is perfect for people that are even starting like a YouTube channel or wanting to hop in on TikTok or get your brand together on Facebook. It's just all around a great offer, and it'll get you consistent quick. And then with the marketing aspect of it all, which is going to be the strategy side, helping you figure out when to post, how to post, why to post, what to post, all that is also included in this. So it's kind of like a full suite of getting some clout with your content. I don't know.
Exactly. It's a no-brainer. Like, clients that we have had who have went through this feel so much better. Like, they've gone from 12 hours of filming to getting 6 months of content filmed in just 3 hours. And so they're able to be their highest serving selves and to go focus on other areas of their business, so they don't have to worry about filming their own content, making sure their angles are right, looking at the lighting. We just work with our clients ahead of time to help you guys figure out all of your talk tracks, so that the day of filming, all you have to do is show up glammed up and everything set and ready to go for you, to just make it as seamless as possible. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in the 6 months in a day program or want to know more about it, just shoot myself or Micah an email or DM, however you want to reach out to us, and we will answer your questions as efficiently as possible.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to catch us next Tuesday for another creative convo about some spicy topic.
Right. And if you guys have topic suggestions, go ahead and submit those to us. We're always open to any topics you guys have. Be sure to like this and share it with your friends. The replay,
share.
Yes, and the replay will be available on our YouTube channel. So we will see you guys next week.
Bye.